So today we are headed to the Royal Palace here in Madrid, Spain. I got my ugly son number 1, ugly son number 2, and ugly son number 3 back there. And I got my ugly wife with me. And it's just me with all my beauty and grace and grandeur.
Don't people say it look like you?
I don't want to get into it. Someone said all my kids get their good looks from Alice. No offense.
Did they really say that to you?
They did say that to me. They got no offense. All your kids got their mom's good looks. See, that's why nobody likes you. Like absolutely nobody. I did a survey of the world and nobody likes you.
You surveyed the whole world.
I did. I surveyed the whole wide world. So we are here entering the Royal Palace somewhere around here. Do you know the kind of hide and seek we could play in this house?
That'd be so fun.
Do you know how much tag we could play in this house? Come on, Burke.
No, but like, why would you spend so much money on a house this big though?
Ego, maybe? Maybe you have a huge family? Or maybe someone in there does a front kick like this.
Yeah?
And they need space.
What?
I don't know. All I know is when they built it for me, I just said thank you. Because they say, if anybody gives you something, just say thank you. So,
the best pizza in the world.
nice.
Wreck this.
Nice.
That's when
Thank you, my
people
man.
are only nice to you when they want to show you something.
Like this. I think he meant record this. So, we are in Madrid walking around. We saw the Royal Palace. We ate at the Mercado de San Miguel. And Chris may have eaten something that didn't agree with his stomach. And so,
You had to handle some business.
in the streets of Madrid,
Yeah.
let's just say Chris left a piece of himself here in Madrid in the streets. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I guess that's pretty safe to say.
Nice. Do that thing. Chris gonna lose it again. You too big to be up there, homeboy. Oh, hey, Chris.
Now pull your pants down.
Okay. You got me. Watch out, Chris. We are in Madrid, Spain, at Retiro Park. After visiting the Royal Palace, going back to El Mercado de San Miguel for lunch, and then walking through, I think it's called Lavapiés, It's a beautiful city. The architecture is amazing, breathtaking, colorful. But be honest with you, we haven't felt very welcome here in Madrid. We've gotten a lot of dirty looks, not very hospitable, pushy people keep imposing themselves on us when we're just minding our own business. And so we're just making the most of it, enjoying ourselves. But we don't think we'll be coming back to Spain anytime soon. Again, architecture is great, food is amazing, and whenever you're paying for something, they're generally hospitable.
Right.
But just on GP, out and about, we've been getting a lot of dirty looks and a lot of energy that we don't appreciate. For example, Berkeley's feeding pigeons, and a woman just walks into the middle of the pigeons and tells her she can't feed pigeons there. So I graciously stepped in. I had to give her a little bit of this Long Beach energy that usually translates well in many cultures. There's been that at the Royal Palace. You know, you pay however much money to get in, and they make you check your bags, but they let you take your camera in. But once you get in, they pretty much say there's no pictures and no videos in every room. And they do that because at the end of the tour, they want you to buy all of their products and books and pictures and all of that. But the way they communicate to you, and we kind of felt followed. Everywhere we went, there was people, like same people coming up to us. Alice was in the bathroom stall, and a security guard was standing at my wife's door when she came out of the bathroom. We don't appreciate that energy, but we're making the most of it. Kids are here in the park. So sometimes when you go to big cities like New York City, people are so crowded that they have a very low tolerance for just anything that they're not interested in, for outsiders, for a waste of time. In New York, sometimes people aren't very friendly. In Manhattan, I got cussed out for tying my shoes one time. And I feel some of that energy here in Madrid, right? When you're in a big city, there's just some kind of energy. People are more cold, more cutthroat. So I feel some of that. And I can't even say the energy we're getting is because we're black, but we certainly do get a lot of attention. Some of it is because we're black. And I asked my Uber driver when he picked us up from the airport, how is Spain? Is there racism here? He was a black driver. He says they won't say it with their words. You probably won't like experience anything, but you'll see it on their faces. He says, but there's absolutely racism. He says, but there's more racism in the United States than there is here in Spain. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that. One of the reasons we left the United States for this break is because I need some space from white supremacy. I needed some space from this energy that you get whenever you're in white spaces, especially in the United States. But right now, I'm experiencing some of that here in Spain. I don't care who likes it. I don't care who disagrees with me. You're not gonna discount my experience or explain away what me and my family are feeling here. If you don't like what I'm saying, that's your problem. For those of you who are African American thinking about visiting this country, by all means, come. Make the most of it. Don't expect, if you're coming to Madrid at least, don't expect a warm welcome. But we're gonna go check out some other cities, and then we head off to Barcelona in a couple days, and then we head out to France. And our experience in France was always better. Has always been positive, I should say. All right, now we're heading back to the Airbnb. I'm gonna chill for a little bit, and then we'll figure out what we do for the evening. But that's my report for now.
Pasar el tiempo a tu lado, qué alegría por haberte encontrado.
I'm daddy, they're gonna be here one day though.
Now you know.
Okay.
I like this piece.
Now, let me try yours too.
I just ran out.
I understand why it's a 4.8.
You understand?
I understand.
You can take off your mask if you want. Alright guys,
Yes?
so I just want to interview you on camera.
Sure, welcome to No Jumper.
So, my question to you is this.
Yes.
Do you love me?
No.
Where were we supposed to go first?
Singapore.
Singapore. And where are we now?
Spain.
Madrid, Spain.
Why are we in Spain and not Singapore?
Who wants to explain?
Because the Singapore government is racist and they wouldn't let us in.
They didn't reply to Mom's email saying that they would let us in.
And we didn't have QR codes for vaccinations.
Yeah.
So, Mama, why didn't we get into Singapore?
We needed a vaccinated travel lane pass letter. And to get one, you'd had to input your QR code that affirmed that you were fully vaccinated. But in Georgia, they don't have QR codes. We get the CDC cards that validate and verify our vaccination status. But in addition, in some of those cases, they require a letter of attestation or a letter from a pharmacist or doctor verifying your results, which we did receive. And I sent both of those documents as well as our CDC cards and our passports and our itinerary all to the Singapore authorities and via email, because they said that's what you do when you don't have a QR code. And I didn't get a response back until about a week after our plans were scheduled, and the decision was sorry, reapply. As long story short, we got to LAX airport and we were stranded. They wouldn't allow us to board the flight, even with the letter of attestation.
I was a little angry, but I knew we'd figure something out. We would go somewhere.
Chris, how are you feeling?
I wouldn't say I was angry or sad. It was more of like,
And Bob, how are you feeling?
Terrible.
You were feeling terrible. Why were you feeling terrible?
Because I was really looking forward to Singapore, and I was like specifically set my mind on Singapore because like we were planning on going there for so long, and for them to say no, although I knew that we were going somewhere, it still hurt because I was looking forward to Singapore, not like the other trips. I was looking forward to Singapore specifically.
Abby was laying flat on her face on the floor of the hotel, like she got
looked
shot
like she was in
the
a funeral
drive-by.
bed.
No, she wasn't on her stomach. She was just like this on the floor.
My girl was hurt.
She was.
She was like in a ball under a table with a pillow.
I was disappointed. I was frustrated. I felt like I did everything I knew to do. We decided to call Singapore Airlines to get more clarity, and I was on hold for 3 hours. And then we went back to the checkouts, the Singapore Airways stand in the international airport, and no one was there. So I just felt a little, we spent all this money, we had arrangements, we had hotels, we had car pickups, and it just seemed like it was a formality to have that pass to get on that flight. So I was just really bummed, really frustrated, and a little overwhelmed because we had spent so much time.
Yeah.
How are you feeling that day?
So don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Okay.
I was very frustrated and a little discouraged because we worked so hard to get there. But when it didn't work out, I was thinking about going home. It's like let's just going back to Atlanta.
You said let's go home.
Well, that's what I was ready to go home. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit at this hotel, hoping that Thailand was gonna let us in, hoping that Singapore was gonna let us in. So we were hoping that maybe Thailand would be plan B.
We knew we couldn't do Singapore, so we said let's try it. We had flights to be in Thailand the next week, so we thought we'd try to change those flights to get to Thailand, but they also required an advance pass that we needed to have, and I had filled out applications for all 5 of us, and not until the day before did I get approvals from Berkeley and I, but the 3 of them were denied.
They not letting brothers in Thailand.
And we needed to reapply.
They not letting brothers in Thailand or
Because
Singapore.
the same insurance that I put for Berkeley and I, saying that we had insurance, they said for them they needed to see the amount.
From there, Alice and I decided, okay, we're gonna go somewhere. Where can we go and still use these 48-hour COVID tests that we got? And we got online. We looked at a few
and not
places.
pay a fortune.
Yeah, not pay a fortune. And so we ended up buying tickets to
New York.
Portugal.
Portugal. We land in Portugal and we go to Lisbon, we go to Porto, and we enjoy that country for about 10 days. What are your impressions about Portugal?
I like Portugal. It's nice. Lisbon, I like the people more, but the scenery, like the buildings, castles, all that good stuff, it's nice and I like it, but it's not my kind of area. Hi, welcome back to Scott Family Vlog.
Porto's beautiful. It sits on the Douro River, right off the coast of the Atlantic. Beautiful bridges, beautiful terracotta buildings, coupled with cathedrals and castles. It's such a juxtaposition.
Ooh,
between the old
big
and
word.
new.
Ooh. What is your opinion of Madrid?
I like Madrid a lot, but the people have been kind of like stressful because they haven't done anything to us, but they've been giving us a lot of energy.
What do you mean?
Like for example, I was trying to feed pigeons because I was like kind of bugging them the entire day the other day for them to buy bread for me. But I was feeding pigeons, and then some lady came up to us and said, "You can't feed pigeons because it's disturbing the church or something." And then Dad said, "We don't understand," because we didn't understand because she didn't sound clear and we didn't speak good. Well, Dad does, but all of us kids don't speak too well Spanish. Then the lady cussed out Dad. Why is she so worked up over like me, a little girl, feeding pigeons for fun? It's just like that's been happening all around. And then we've been getting looks. Like we got looks back in America, but these are kind of worse. So, but I love Spain. It's just the people aren't too good.
Madrid. It is more. The area is nicer than the people. So like if you went to Madrid, just have some really good noise canceling and maybe some noise canceling earbuds and probably a blindfold that blocks people's faces.